What's up, guys? How you doing? Guess who I got with me today? It's my mom. This is drama. This is my barber. And I figured this would be a good video to have an actual, real life, like in-person barber. I guess I could explain the question, right?
Yeah.
So the question I get asked a lot is, people want to know, one, hey, how do I tell my barber what I want? Number two, is there like a special lingo I need to know when I talk to my barber? Number three, is this really my mom? All three questions are yes, right?
True.
Okay, so let's get your perspective. Like, okay, so if you were to, if you had, let's say, somebody coming in for their first beard trim ever, what would you kind of steer? How would you go about doing that?
It kind of depends on what you're wanting to do with your beard. So that's the first thing. You know, there's different everything in beards. There's straight hair, curly hair. There's all kinds of different things that you can kind of go off of. The main one that you see a lot of times that I would say that I see, you know, a lot is people just wanting to mainly make the beard look clean. And so as like with what I do with Scuba's beard, I would comb his out, but what you want to ask the barber, the lingo as they say, would be like, I would say to shape it. So what you're going to want to have them do, you're going to want to have them comb it out. You're going to want to have them comb it out. That way all the hair is at the same length. It's all stretched as far as it's going to go. And it's at the shape that it's at after growth. So when you get to that point, then...
Wait, what does aftergrowth mean? Explain that term.
So aftergrowth would be like, so when you come and get your beard trimmed, and then 2 weeks later when you come back, so the aftergrowth. So if we shaped it before and it had an actual shape to it in a certain length, like as far as underneath, and you know, everybody's different. You know, I do a lot of different people with beards that aren't the same shape, aren't the same texture, you know, and so like the aftergrowth is going to be what grows from the time that you trim it until, you know, the time span till you trim it again. So if I was to trim you and it's perfect, it just looks great like it usually does.
Not today.
Well, it does. Well, there's rain. So anyways, you know, you want to shape it. So when I go to comb your beard out, all the hair that's sticking out, that's wild and untamed hair, that's the hair that people want. 9 times out of 10, that's what they want to get rid of, is that hair. So I would start with the way that you want to...
So how do they tell their barber they want that?
I would tell my barber that I want it shaped. So then that way he can ask me, what type of shape do we want to go with? Do you want to go straight down? Do you want to come out? Do you want to, you know, that gives you...
Like square, like taper in.
Right, that gives you numerous opportunities to what you can do. So after you do the shape, then comes, you know, as far as, you know, some people call it framing, some people call it line work, some people call it edging. I mean, it's all in the same. And what that is like I cut creme de la creme as well, you know, and he has what people now call a moon beard. And it's because because his beard comes out.
I love that word.
I know, dude. It cracks me up every
time. Creme de la moon beard.
Right? But it works. You know, that's what everybody steers to when they talk about his beard. Because like Scuba's beard goes straight. We do his straight down. And then we trim from the bottom. You know, we go from the bottom. First we shape. So that's what you're getting down.
And that's just trimming the frizzies and stuff off.
Right. That's giving you your shape that you're going to have. So the second thing I do is underneath. So when you when somebody says, when you go and you say, okay, look, I want to trim some of the length. So your length is what's going to be down underneath. And as, like I said before, as they comb through that and find out what's really underneath there, if it was shaped right to begin with the first time or the previous time, then I would do that next and then come in front of the ear down the back of the beard to give it the shape that you're wanting. So that's what, I mean.
Okay, so now tips for people. So let's say this is their first time going to a barber. They've found somebody that they think they can trust with their beard or whatever. And let's say they're watching the beard trim go down. What do they, so like let's say the barber is doing something they don't want to do. Now I think a lot of people are scared to like stop the guy mid-trim.
Don't be afraid to stop them. If it's not something, I mean, it's one thing that people would need to understand about going to a barber shop, having a barber. One thing that you need to be able to understand, you need to be able to trust us as much as we trust you. So you're coming in here and you're paying me to make you look the way that you want to look. So don't be afraid to stop the barber with what they're doing. If you don't feel comfortable, if you feel like if you feel like they're taking off more than what you want, if you feel like they're going in depth into the beard more than what you want, don't be afraid to stop them, because at the same time you're paying for that. So it's always best to get what you want. You know what I mean? You when you go to the store, you buy the things that you want, not what you what you have to deal with. Want. Right, exactly. So don't be afraid to stop your barber if you think it's not going the right way. And not necessarily that it's going the wrong way, but they could just be misinterpreting the things that you're asking, or they can not understand.
They could even be doing what you're wanting, but just going about it in a way that you don't understand.
Right.
So
Emphasize it until you feel that you have got the point across, the comfortability of what you're wanting done. So that would be, but the main things that you would need to say to your barber, and this is for anybody that's wanting to get a beard trim, your shape and your length. Those are your two biggest things. So you can come in and say, okay, look, I want to shape it, but I don't want to take no length off. So they're going to shape it coming down the beard and shape everything up and give it a good shape, but they're not going to touch the bottom, because 9 times out of 10 when people are doing that, they want that to grow. So there's really no point in cutting it. I'd say maybe trim it once every month and a half maybe, because then that's going to give you that's going to give you the fresh hair strand that's going to cause it to grow more. So and the more balm, the more oil, the more products that you put in your hair, in your beard, things like that, is going to cause that to grow. But it's always good to trim. It's always good to trim. There's nothing wrong with trimming at all. But I would stick to your shape and your length is going to be your main two things. Your shape is what's going to be the shape of the beard, and your length is what's going to be growing underneath the beard. So, but as to what you were saying, yeah, don't be afraid to stop your barber. If you feel like there's something if you feel nervous about it, like it's not going to go good, don't let them proceed, because it'll be something that, and then you're going to be mad, and it just kind of, and then it turns things into a sour situation. But try and find you a barber, man, that you trust. If you have a barber that you trust, but you just don't know how it's going to work out.
How does somebody find a barber if they've never gone to a barber before for beards? What would you suggest on how they would find one?
If you're going to have somebody trim your beard, first off, my first thing would be they have to have a beard. If they don't have a beard, they'll never know. You know what I mean? They just won't. Yeah. My beard, I don't have the best hair like you got, but mine.
You heard it here.
There's videos, of course, that you guys have seen. I'm sure that Scuba's had.
Yeah, you guys have seen it on my channel.
My beard's been clear down here. We cut it all off. I had a goatee with the sides all shaved. But you have to get to that point of comfortability to where. So if you go to a barber and he cuts your hair and you're like, dude, this is like the best haircut I've ever had, and I don't want to go to another barber, trust him. You know what I mean? Things might be, and don't get, don't turn away because the first time didn't work the way you thought, or the second time didn't work the way you imagined it. Because if it's going in the direction that you're wanting to go, work with your barber, talk to them, tell them, do your research, look up pictures on Google, save pictures. Magazines is a good one. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of different outlets that you can get the idea of what you want. Just like a tattoo.
Yeah, so like bringing in a template for your barber is like
right. And that's a lot of people don't do it. Some barbers don't really like that because I've known barbers before that say, well, I can't make you look like that. But 9 times out of 10, it's right. Barbers that don't want to do the work to make you look like that.
If you bring a picture of David Beckham, understand that you're not going to look like David Beckham per se. You might be a fat fucking slob like me that's not ever going to look like David Beckham unless I do intense rounds of steroids and physical training. But if you have like a beard shape you want that you could get somewhat from that, yeah, technically. I think like there's even limitations with that. Like a guy with a skinny face with a certain shape of beard, a guy with a fat face is not going to work as well.
Right. Well,
so
and another
kind of
thing
find somebody with your face shape.
Right, and another thing that you can do that helps a lot is when you're doing your research and you're finding these models or these pictures or these guidelines that you want to go by, try and make it similar to the type of hair that you have. You know what I mean? Like try and find, so I can't go into the barbershop with my beard suit, down here like it used to be and say, oh, I want the same beard that Scuba's got. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It doesn't matter. And I'm not saying that you can't manipulate it because you can. There's a guy, I can't remember his name for the life of me. I'm sorry. He was on your YouTube channel and this guy is fucking amazing. He has a beard that grows like mine, stringy, curly,
Chad?
But not coarse. I think
Shane
maybe
Curry,
redhead.
the guy that,
Yeah. Definitely. That guy's beard god. But what I'm saying is that, you know, you could, like, even take him for instance. He has his beard to where mine is. It just looks terrible all the time. You can do you can use multiple products to manipulate it. You can use things like the beard straighteners. I have all that. I've done all that, been there, done that, lived that life. I can't go, like, he can't go and say, okay, I want the same beard that he's got, because there's a barber that's not going to know how to flare that beard. He's not going to know how to blow it out. He's not going to know how a lot of problems that people with beards have is they want this big luxurious beard. I get it. I want one too. I've had the big ugly, how would you say that?
Stringy.
Yeah, that kind of beard. Whenever you're doing your research,
patchy,
try and find something
mangy
that is at least doable with your hair. If you have, you know, long, stringy, curly, you know, kind of loose curl hair like what I have, then you can manipulate it. But the problem is it's not going to stay looking like that unless you continue to do the steps it takes for it to be shaped and trimmed that way.
Your aftergrowth will kick in, and then when you come back for your trim, it's going to look like completely, like, you ever see those videos on YouTube of like the insanely like crisp beard trims they do?
Right.
And you know, like an hour after they get out of the barber shop, it's just to shit.
Well,
it's good for like maybe an hour or something like that after you leave.
Well, and a lot of that too is
they use like that black ice and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that too is enhancements, and there's nothing wrong with enhancements. It's just not for everybody. You know, I don't do enhancements. I work with amazing barbers that do amazing work, and they do use enhancements. And I mean, this is a hustle. Barbering is a hustle. You know what I mean? You do what looks good, and when you do what looks good, people pay you for what you do. And if they come back, you're successful. You know, so that's that, you know. But I mean, explain to your barber. Make sure that you get the message across. And the thing about it, and you know, take care of your barber. If he takes, you know, a lot of time on your beard and make sure that it does what you want it to do, looks the way you want it to look, don't be afraid to tip them. Because the next time you come in, or some other time that you come in and there may be an issue or something like that, they're going to do whatever it takes to get you back to where you want to be at. And those, you know, I'm thankful that I have clients like Scuba that come to me, you know, and they...
My last one was $12. I gave him $12.50. There's the 50 cents extra. I'm paying his mortgage.
You're going to go to your room later.
What's the biggest tip you ever gotten?
The biggest tip that I have ever gotten was $300.
Nothing.
And that was for a haircut and beard trim, everything razored all the way around.
That's crazy.
But talk to your barber. That's the best thing that you can do, you know, is talk to your barber. Let them know the direction that you're wanting to go. That way, if you're not all the way there yet, and, you know, if you're working to get to that point, they can help you. They can steer you in the right direction for beard products or growth products, or, you know, natural vitamin products that you can put in your hair, supplements that you can take that are healthy for you,
steroids.
That aren't going to hurt you. No, Scuba.
Okay, that's one of the things, as far as like talking to the barber, I think a lot of people are almost too shy or something. And I tell people, like, I think half of like being a barber is like conversations with people. So it's like you're almost like a therapist almost, to a point, because everybody that comes in, not everybody, but you know how to hold a conversation with somebody,
right?
And you know how to talk to people. You get
the
gift of gab.
We're the original newsstand.
Exactly, yeah. So barbers are good at, that's like part of their job really, is just being able to talk to people. So then don't feel shy to talk to them about anything. You can literally talk to your barber about anything. I talk to him about hemorrhoids sometimes, and he's judgmental, but it's okay.
I just want him to live long.
But yeah, so never be afraid to like just ask him something. You know, if there's something wrong with your beard or there's something you want.
The longer I cut your hair, the less money I make.
That is true. I don't know how that works. I don't get it, but okay. The what?
The longer I cut your hair, the less money I make.
Like in length long?
Got him confused.
I don't get it.
Buddy. It was a joke.
I'm trying to. Right. I'm gonna wrap my little tiny 1/3 of a mind around it at some point. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so basically, what we can get here: number 1, talk to your barber. Number 2, try to find images on the internet or magazines or your mom's cell phone that you can bring into your barber to show him. Number 3. I know you guys hated it. I didn't get to talk very much. We had this guy rambling on and on for fucking sake. It's usually me talking, and it's way better, of course. But we got this fucking guy right here. What's your Instagram?
Instagram is @DramaTheBarber.
At Mama the Sarber. Add him right. Drama the Barber will add his, but add mine first, because obviously I'm a way bigger deal.
I was a bigger deal.
Was in 2001. He listens to Ja Rule still. Anyway.
Holla.
Murder.
Hey, don't be hating, man. He's coming here too. I might get a chance to cut his hair.
Is he really?
Yeah.
You better cut his hair. Shout out to Ja Rule.
He might not have any.
Everybody
hair.
share this video with Ja Rule. Tell him to let Drama cut his hair. Okay,
right.
so Drama the Barber, official beard tube is my Instagram. Go add them both. If you have any questions, like, so yeah, do you respond to people when they DM you about beard stuff?
Oh yeah.
Easy fucking
Oh,
source of information right there. DM him about beard stuff. I get so many that I can't respond to everybody, and I don't like to because people ask me stupid questions sometimes that are already on my channel that I answer, and I don't want to fucking answer it. God. But
sure.
he will respond to your DMs. Add him, DM him, come see him, get a beard trim. And wait, what? We're at 1201 Barbershop
Yep.
here in Wichita. But yeah, this is Drama. This has been a barber segment. What would we call it?
Beard segment.
This has been a beard segment. But I don't know.
No, that was a great. That was great. That was a great ending.
Yeah, that was a beard segment. And then so, yeah, we'll just end it here. Later, guys. Stay
Party
bearded.
on, Wayne.
You can't. That doesn't work with my outro. Party on, Garth. Everybody. Have a great day. Stay bearded. Bye.